strong black woman.
You're in tune to the Powerhouse Radio, linking the world to the Caribbean. Disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed on the Powerhouse radio station are those of the host, guests, and callers, are not necessarily those of this station, its management, or other hosts or advertisers. The show, found on the Powerhouse radio station, can promote any lifestyle, belief, religion, political affiliation, or other personal practice. These shows are for entertainment purposes only and are not intended to treat, diagnose, and or claim any cure of disease or conditions. Opinions stated by various contributors to the Powerhouse Radio and its programming are not to be considered as endorsed by the Powerhouse Radio station. Visitors are urged to use their own discernment to draw their own conclusion. We emphasize the importance of keeping an open mind.
Yeah. You listen to the sounds of DJ Fourth Quarter in your ear right now. If you're in your car, if you're at home, if you're on your phone, that's right, baby.
Driving home and you're feeling kinda tired. Hey, radio play the same thing every day, so you need a little switch in your life. Traffic got you jammed up every night. Tune in to Powerhouse. Wednesday 7 to 9, you need to check them out. I promise I ain't trying to hype, but one good listen tonight, it might change your life. So what's the name of the show? You need something to just ride to on the go. Or you might be home, so log on. You can even dial in on your phone. I promise that you're gonna love it. Just try it one time, it'll blow your mind. Now I'ma say it just one more time. Every Wednesday from 7 to 9.
Let's ride. Let's ride. Let's ride. Let's ride. Let's ride.
Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening.
Let's ride. Let's ride.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. It is Tonia at the PowerhouseRadio.com this Wednesday, tuning in for Let's Gripe. Of course, it's myself, Tonia, and we got MG. We waiting on Mckenna. Sorry that we late tonight. You know, it's raining in Atlanta, you know, internet down, etc., etc. So thank you for joining us like always. MG, what's going on tonight?
I'm sorry, I'm breaking up on my end.
MG, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. It just sounds like you're breaking up on my end. But what up, Let's Gripe audience? It's been a minute. Just wanted to say what's up to everybody.
Well, you know that we coming in a little late tonight, so we're just gonna get to it real quick. Definitely, we do want to, let's talk about this weather for a minute. What's going on with this climate change, okay? I mean, it's real. I mean, San Diego got floods. I'm talking about floods where you got to go on top of the roof, just like you almost in New Orleans back in Katrina days. The up north getting frozen. Alligators frozen in the pond. I mean, what's going on with this weather? I'm just saying. But anyway, for anyone, if you're cold, if it's ice, stay home. I saw so many videos on social media. People were actually trying to go to work, I guess, or go to the store, and they just couldn't make it because they was the ice. If anyone is in, can you chat and see if you can hear me? Because MG said he can't hear what I'm saying. I just don't know why, and I think we're having some technical difficulties. So I want to get the studio in to check to see what's going on. But MG can't hear me, and I can't have this conversation by myself. I'm not sure if Mckenna is coming in. I'm still waiting on her to get in. Mckenna, saved by the bell, because MG couldn't hear me, and I couldn't do the show without him hearing me. Can you hear me, McKenna?
Good evening. I can hear you.
Okay, you sound low too. Let me see if I can get the studio to check the volumes for us.
Okay, you sound very low. I can barely hear you.
All right, so yeah, I think it's something with the volume. Hold on 1 second. Trying to get in touch with the studio, see if she can check what's going on with the volume. Um, anyone listening that used to doing the chat button, can you guys let us know if you can hear McKenna and myself, please? Because we can't do the show if we can't hear. The studio was down a minute ago, so that's why we're on late. So I'm just wondering if it has something to do with that. McKenna, can you hear me at all, or is this low? Okay, so McKenna is gone now. All right, so
Studio is loud and clear, up and running. We already rebooted, so it's something on everyone's end. Studio is up and running and loud and clear.
thank you for checking that for me. That's the wonderful Lady D. Don't forget to check her out on Thursday for Reasoning Thursday and on Saturday for the Lady D show, 12 to 4. Honey, while you're doing that house cleaning or you're doing the cooking or whatever you're doing, you want to jam to Lady D show on Saturday because she be having you jamming. You know those Saturday cleanings that your mother used to do back in the days? Yeah, you want to tune in. All right, so Donna says she can hear us. Thank you, Donna. We appreciate you. All right, so we're gonna take it in. So, McKenna MG, we're gonna do our best. I know it was kind of a little low on my side. I'm gonna turn off the camera for a minute to really check and do something over here really quick. So, hold on 1 second, guys.
Tonia, you are not low. You are loud and clear.
All right, thanks, studio. Thank you again, Lady D. All right, McKenna, can you hear me? Let's see if I can hear you.
Good evening. I can hear you. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Well, good evening, that's right. How's everybody this evening?
Well, I think that we're okay, but I was telling MG that what we wanted to get started with real quick is what's been going on in Fulton County with our lovely Fulton County DA Fannie. Have you been hearing what's been going on over there, McKenna?
Just a little bit. I'm not all the way caught up. From just the small part that I read, there is a divorce that's happening, and apparently she has been called to be a witness or to testify in this divorce proceeding. Um, that's the part that I saw.
Oh, so you got the tail end of it. What? Well, the reason why she was called to testify is because she is the girlfriend of the man, the husband that is getting divorced. But not only that, this husband that is getting a divorce to his wife is her boyfriend. Wait, don't come off mute yet. There's more to it. And this boyfriend, he's an attorney in Atlanta, and he used to do like, ambulance chasers, do the accident cases. Well, she appointed him when she won the office as a special prosecutor, and he's the one who is special prosecutor for the Trump case. And she hired two other law attorney, which are white. One salary was around the 70,000. One was around the 90,000, and her boyfriend is around 600,000. Yeah.
Okay, say
Did you
that
hear what
a
I
little
said?
bit, and I don't know if it's my side, but it does
Did
sound
you
like
hear anything that I say, Mckenna? What Donna said is like a soap opera. Donna, you are so right. And I wonder which one would we say? Would it be One Life to Live? Would it General Hospital? No. Would it be Days of Our Lives? What's the other? All My Children? We wouldn't do All
Young
My
and the
Children.
Restless.
Young and the Restless. There you
Young
go.
and the Restless. Well,
Young and the Restless. Because,
we spoke
honey,
about, it sounds like we spoke about these entanglements during COVID. So it sounds like an entanglement, and I'm sure more information will be revealed as time progresses. So it will be interesting to see how this plays out. And I just hope they didn't put themselves in a situation that will create some doubt on this Trump case. And I'm sure that one has nothing to do with the other. You know,
whoop,
how we handle our personal affairs and how we handle our business affairs um, sometimes don't commingle. And I'm sure in my mind that the evidence that she has, in the Trump case, I'm sure has been triple and double verified. But maybe she left a little room to have some some mess, so to speak, in her personal life, and so that's what we're seeing. And it's a
well,
shame. It's a shame, but
well,
it happens.
McKenna, there was some more to that. She had signed and agreed in 2020 when she won the election and she was going to be sworn in that she wouldn't date any of her co-workers, but she hired her boyfriend.
See, you see, this is my gripe. My gripe is that everything we do is under a microscope, and we know that when we're in these positions, we have to go over and beyond to make sure that nobody can throw a stone in our direction. Because if we're not absolutely sure, that stone is coming. And hopefully it doesn't hit and shatter the glass. But if we're going to hold other people accountable and we work in this position of law and enforcement, um, then those same laws that you prosecute other people for are going to be applied to you. There's no wiggle room around that.
And that's what the case, and here's another thing. And Trump and the other defendants around this whole Trump election thing is that their attorneys are trying to get their case thrown out because of that entanglement and the fact that, hey, she did something wrong. And we don't feel that we can trust this person because they said that they wouldn't do this, but they're doing this now. So, yeah, that's
It,
where we're at right now.
it sounds like a conspiracy. But more will be revealed as we get more information. So she didn't testify. Is that what I was? That the last part that I read that she
Right.
didn't have
She don't
to
have to
testify.
testify right now. Um, but they're going to go back to court to decide. However, the divorce records was sealed, so now they're going to release that to the public. And there are some things in there, and it could be even regarding the finances. And that's how that came out because she actually went to the board to get more money because of the backlog due to COVID and the different cases that was sitting there. So they gave her this money, but instead of doing what she was supposed to do regarding the backlog, she actually gave it to the special prosecutor for the Trump case, which is her boyfriend. And the estranged wife is saying, hey, I got proof. He bought tickets for them to go on vacation. They went to Napa, California. They went here, they went there. Yeah. And the reason why this even came out because the wife was trying to the attorney then was trying to get his salary. He's divorcing and, alimony and if any children's involved, They need to know how much he's bringing so they can know how much to go for child support, alimony, if that's the case. And Fanny refused to do it. And boom, when she had to do it, that's when it
So the
discovered.
affair has been confirmed, or is it still speculation?
They were boyfriend and girlfriend when she was running for office.
So did they break up when she um, became in office?
No, Fanny and him is still dating nice and lovely. And when she appointed him to be one of the attorney in her office, the day after he filed for divorce. Mckenna, they said that you're low. She said Fanny got an order of protection against the wife. Fanny was a side chick, y'all. See, these side chicks, they be jeopardizing their whole life, jobs and everything for these busters.
Shout
Okay,
out to
she
the
was a
side
side.
chicks. Shout out to the side chicks, man.
Did you
They
say
keep the
shout out
household
to the
running.
side chick? Not shout out, MG. Not shout
Shout
out.
out to the side chicks who keep the household running.
See, that's what y'all believe. Y'all, I heard a side chick the other day say, you know, they home and the ones at home they make them unhappy, and then when they come to them, they get happy, and then and all that, etc. Foolishness. But you see, them side chicks be jeopardizing their livelihood for these busters. They say the same way you get them, the same way you lose them. I'm just saying. Ain't no shout out to no side chick.
Now they was probably separated for a little while.
Yeah,
More
they
than
probably
likely.
was having their issue, and side girl, hey, you need to go get a divorce. I'm about to elevate you. We're about to, be a power couple. So you're gonna have to go on and get a divorce. I believe that's how that conversation went. But she forgot one thing. You signed and said that you wasn't gonna date none of your coworkers. You hired your man. Let's talk about that, MG,
I
for the
mean, it's
side
a
chick.
clear conflict of interest. I mean, dating somebody that you work with can cause problems. And then if you sign something saying that you wouldn't do that, and then to do it anyway, you just put
That
yourself in
part.
that situation.
Question: what do y'all consider dating?
Well, if what I consider dating, you and I, we decided that we're going to be exclusive. I'm your woman, you my man. We might live in two separate houses, but we are exclusive. You my man and I'm your woman. That's
So how
We're
they
not
know?
talking about going to dinner. I'm dating this guy and I'm dating that one to see which one I'm gonna pick, choose, and refuse. We're
How
not
they
talking
know
about
they
that.
exclusive? Or how they know they were doing? How they know they're exclusive? So is it any kind of physical contact with the opposite sex or same sex, whichever one? It's 2024. So I'm asking, how do they classify that?
And
That's
that's
her
the big,
boyfriend. Apparently, that's her boyfriend.
I
They
mean, but is there
probably have been
evidence?
going out as boyfriend and girlfriend. They are considered boyfriend and girlfriend. As the older the older our older group, where they're lady friend and male friend, but they are together as a couple.
No, I'm just asking because I haven't read up on it. So have they admitted to being in a relationship? Like, is there evidence that supports that they're in a relationship? Or are they just coworkers who, went on vacation together? I mean, I've been on vacation with my coworkers, so I'm just wondering, is there actual evidence that says that they're in a relationship and that they are dating?
Well, who knows? Maybe the wife got, texts from those stuff. But see, the wife is not innocent neither, because apparently how this whole thing is, the whole breakup is alleged that she slept with his best friend, and probably because she found out about Fanny before she became a DA. So this all happened before the whole Fanny winning the election. That relationship was already there. But it's like after she selected him as a attorney for her office, he filed for divorce. So the wife, she gonna bring everything out. She about to tell everything. So that's pretty much how that's going. But the thing, what's the problem for the county is that you basically swore on an oath because the ethics that goes with that office, that you wouldn't do something, you will uphold the office to a certain altitude. So she shouldn't be caught up in this. But then, then now you have this salary situation. How do these other two attorney gets this amount of money and he gets this amount of money? So now, is this money being funded? Being, what's that word? Wire transfer from his account to hers, because she's going to benefit from that money too, because they're in a relationship. So that's where all of this is going right now. Is it going to get to the where it comes to like wire fraud and money fraud and all that things? That's where it's going to end up if they get all these records and they can prove that that's what it was.
Well, the jury's still out on this. I still feel that there's more questions than answers, and there's a lot of information that seems like it's missing, like the timeline, the time frame, the confirmation of the relationship. I mean, I understand that when we're going through a divorce, we're going to put everything on the table, and expose everything because the goal is to shame and embarrass, and get whatever it is that you want out of this divorce. And divorces are usually bitter and nasty and public events in this type of situation. So I'm gonna give Fanny just a half a credit, until I get a little piece more information about what actually happened and what the timeline is, because I haven't actually read on it. So it'll just be interesting to see how it unfolds, and what impact it has on her professional career, here in Atlanta, and this big case that she is, spearheading. So I just hope that one part of her life doesn't have such a negative impact on her career, and this unprecedented case that she has brought before Fulton County.
I agree with you. I second that. But like you said in the beginning, that when you get into that position, any of those high position, you're going to be looked at with a magnifying glass. And that's the thing. You have to do things in a certain way that you just keep your nose clean. For her to be, I think she's the first female DA in Atlanta, I think. So that is also saying something, and being black. So it doesn't look good, but like you said, the jury is still out on that. So we'll wait to see the jury come in on that and what happens. And hopefully, because they call those cases the RICO case, hopefully they don't get dismissed or thrown out because of what is alleged that she did in that office. So we'll stay tuned with that. When we first started, because we did come in late, I was saying about the weather around the country. San Diego, excuse me, with the massive flooding. No lives were lost. That was good, but I'm talking about cars underwater. I mean, it looked like Katrina in New Orleans. That's how bad it was. And then we had, of course, the Midwest, and then we had the Northeast with the snow and the ice. Um, yeah, this weather, this climate change is really doing something. It's something. And in Atlanta right now, we got the rain, 2 days in a row now? Last week, we had freezing temperatures where you had to run your water so your pipes don't freeze. What you think about that, guys?
I mean, it's just a sign of the times. It's winter in a lot of places. Atlanta got it. I mean, it even went as far south as Florida. It was very cold in Florida last week, and so, we've seen this strange weather patterns happen in the past, and so I just felt like it's our turn to get some of that cold weather. We just hope that people stay safe, stay bundled up, pay attention to the forecast. If you're in an area that's prone to flooding, secure your possessions if possible, and just be careful out there. Because it can be hard on people when they're not warm, or they have difficulty sheltering in place, or if they're housing insecure or houselessness, and they have to find a shelter or a place to go to protect themselves from the weather. So it's just, something that Mother Nature, Um, she does what she does, and we just have to pay attention to the forecast and and dress according to the weather. Because I think tomorrow it's going to be a little warmer here in Atlanta, so I might not need my socks on tomorrow.
Well, it's funny you said that because Sunday I went out and I tell you, I saw this man, and he was a black man. Now, you know us. We got on the hat, the scarf, the gloves. If you wear leg warmers, you got on everything. And I saw this black man came in the facility and he had on some shorts and a hoodie. I said, what you said, sign of the time, because you know you ain't never seen no black people in no shorts when it's 30 degrees outside.
Did y'all check his temperature?
He must have been from up north.
No, he couldn't be from up north. He probably grew up in that neighborhood, the YT neighborhood, and just think that he's YT because there's no. I did a. He wasn't even mixed, y'all.
What that mean? What that mean?
That he got some hot and some cold in him, put it together. He just warm. I'm just saying, he wasn't even mixed. He was black. I said, yeah. I looked. I did it. I said, okay. All right. I said, yeah, he probably one of them ones, because right now on social media, what's going on TikTok, there's this white um, gay man adopted a black baby. And because he wants to become a what you call it? A content creator on TikTok where they get paid. He had the baby in his hand. He was like, hello, everyone. And he had a brush. This baby was probably a month old, okay? He had this brush and he had the baby in his hand. He talked about, I would like, this to reach to the black TikTok. And this is him brushing. Look, everybody felt so sorry for that little baby head because he brushing it like the baby had some kunta kanta up there. And he talking about, I just want this to reach to the black TikTok. I just got, it's been a month, came to a surprise. Just got my baby girl, Zoe, and just wanted to know, what kind of product I should use in her hair. A month-old black baby. Y'all know y'all know when the black babies are born, we got the prettiest hair. And the mamas be like, hope they hair stay like that. Be crossing the fingers.
Yeah.
This man did a whole TikTok talking about he wanted to reach the black TikTok community because he needed to know what product to use on the child. You don't even know what kind of grade hair she had. Because one thing about us black people, but we got some of this like this for real, but we don't have to buy. And then yes, we do have some that like we came from Africa, and then we just got that medium grade. But we got different. But you didn't even let her get a chance to see what kind of grade hair she's gonna get.
Yeah, he definitely got to do that.
We need to create content out there. And I'm sure it did exactly what it was supposed to do. It stirred up conversation and comments because I can only imagine that people were in the comments responding to not only how he was brushing the hair, but the age of the child and probably what type of brush he was using. And but it did what it was supposed to do. I'm sure he got some responses and he probably has a few more followers. And I'm sure that as a result of that video, somebody's probably going to make a spoof video to make fun of his video. So his mission was accomplished with that, I'm sure.
It sure was, but he didn't really get the response. He wanted everybody to be, oh my goodness, yes, we're auntie and uncle. Everybody, it was the opposite. But again, and they've been digging up some things, and they're saying he's a convicted felon. How was he able to adopt? Because if you're a felon, you cannot adopt. So he just opened up a bag of worm on his side. But then let's look at another one who went viral. I think it was before Christmas, 3 days before Christmas to be exact. He's a transgender guy, going from a guy to a female. He's done a few things on social media and on TV or whatever. He was at the LaGuardia airport, and of course, we tend to forget and miss, because if you dress like a man and or dress like a woman and sound like a man, we get confused. So they missed calls him. So they said he, she, and he was offended, so he decided he's going to pull his camera out and he's going to, I guess, cancel the gate agent and get him in trouble, whatever it was. Oh, he's misgendering me and it's not fair. So he tried to, make them look like they was not being fair to him because they were misgendered typing him, I guess. So the black gate agent was like, we didn't mean that. We didn't do it intentionally. He's like, yes, you did. You said it. And she said, and I apologize. So the black gate agent says, okay, so now you want to be condescending. He said, if you like, I can have Port Authority escort you out the airport. I mean, we can do this. I got time for this. 3 days before Christmas. What do you want to do? So he turned the camera off, but he still tried to post it. So he thought they was about to cancel the gate agent. He thought they, Delta would have fired the gate agent. Everyone was on the gate agent side saying, we got enough of this because we trying to remember our hundreds and 50 passwords we got to remember now, much as to concentrate if you were he, she, they, or it.
Holding up a
So
whole line of people just so
exactly
you can get that little point across. Just that part.
that part.
Just people gotta, like, seriously. There's so much life left. The people got work to do. Man, I stood at American Airlines one time for like an hour waiting on people. Like, come on now, get your flight information, whatever you got to get it. Go sit to where you need to go sit. To say the young man didn't know, keep it moving. All right, you told him about it. All right, my bad, I didn't know. Cool, keep it moving. That's it. You ain't got to prove no point, man. Keep it moving.
Everyone thinks that everything needs to videotape. Everything needs to be an issue. And that's where the problem is. And a lot of times we'll say, you know, with the entitlement, we know that a lot of white people, they have this big idea about they're entitled. But hey y'all, I hate to break it to you, there's a lot of people feel that entitlement too. And it's amazing. And I look at them like, what? How? No one is entitled technically, but it's what they think they're entitled to. On top of that, that's the kicker. So I'm wondering, now that we're in a new year, 2024, this is the 24th day. Hey, I'm play that number tonight. 24, 24. That's 42, 42 backwards. I'm gonna play that number tonight. But I wonder if people is really continually going with that same mind frame from last year. Haven't we been taught something from 2020 until today? That life is not promised?
I mean, I think it's a little early in the year to see what people's mindset is for 2024. A lot of times, things do roll over into the new year, and hopefully there will be some changes in attitudes and how we treat people and, how we carry on and the things that we emphasize. But I think that there are pockets of that where, there are people who are out there being positive and volunteering and being more spiritual and being more health conscious and being more financially responsible. But we don't always get to see the highlight of that information because, what we feed off of a lot of times are things that are messy or negative or just in the situation that you described where the gate agent, I assume, was just doing his or her job and was just, addressing the customer. And 90, I would say 95% of the time, if I call you Miss or Mister, I'm not trying to disrespect the gender that you prefer. I might have just got it wrong. You know, Identifying by different genders is still something that's relatively new within these past, 3 to 5 years, where it's become um, I don't want to say more popular, but more people have decided to identify their pronouns. And you may identify with a pronoun that's different than what your appearance is. So give me a minute or two or three to get it right because the truth be told, we most of us don't really care what your pronoun is. We're just going to address you, and if we get it wrong, give us a minute to switch our brain to get it right. Because we're not out here trying to purposely offend somebody. We're probably out here just trying to get our job, board a flight, give you some information, sell something to you, market something to you. But 95% of us are not out here trying to intentionally offend somebody. We don't have time for that. If you look like a miss and I called you a miss and you actually want to be referred to by a mister, give me a minute to get it right. Don't harp on it. Give me a minute to get it right, because just because it's familiar and comfortable to you, it might just take me an extra second. It's just like when you mispronounce somebody's name and you look at their name and they tell you what their name is, and you really focus on getting it right and you mispronounce it again. Not because you try to, it's just because maybe it was difficult to pronounce, or maybe you were focused on getting it right so hard that you actually got it incorrect. So I think that people need to give a little bit of grace as it relates to, their pronouns. And if it is a situation where somebody is dismissing, their preferred pronouns, then there's still a way to be courteous and just move on from it. In that moment, is it that much disrespect that creates a situation where you want to call more attention to it than maybe it's even worth in the moment? So I think that this is something that we will see more of as more people identify and as more people try, honestly, to do the best that they can, to get it right. And I think this part of the conversation will be ongoing in this year, because I'm sure we'll see more of these incidents.
You summed it up right there, Mckenna. That is so true. That is so true. Allow someone to apologize, or like you said, correct their mistake. I the work that I do, it does require me to give information, and there's sometimes I start off with maybe giving maybe a wrong number or a wrong letter, and before I can, like I say, excuse me, and before I can get excuse me, no, no, that's not it. I'm like, hold on, you didn't allow me to correct myself. It is so disappointing that people is like, there, you know how, what's that, is it Price is Right, or even Family Feud? When you got your hands ready to hit the button, when they ask a question and you try to be the first one. That's how I realize people are behaving now. They don't give you a chance to correct yourself. They don't give you a chance to say, excuse me, um that's, I provided you with the wrong. Because see, I'm one, if I gave you any wrong information, I am one to acknowledge it. That's my first thing. Acknowledge, because it comes with accountability. I'm sorry, I gave you the wrong information. Let me give you the correct information. But so many times I run into the same situation before I can. By the time I say, can't even get out my mouth. Oh no, 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 no. I'm sorry. I was going to correct myself. If you allow me to do that, I can provide you with the correct information. Okay. You're just so ready to go off. Why? So now I call these people unhappy people. You're just unhappy. I have, for example, I got a tenant, and I just texted her nicely last week because, I don't want to pay thousands of dollars to fix a pipe. I just texted, good morning. Please drip pipe to avoid freezing. 3 minutes later, I got a text. You don't need to tell me, in bold capital letters.
This your tenant, you say?
Tenant with a capital T.
Ooh. What happened to you? What that sounds personal. What happened to you?
I don't know, maybe because I raised the rent.
That what that
But I
is.
could be mad too about them raising the food price. When I'm going to the store and picking up people's stuff, like, oh, right, well, I gotta buy this week. I mean, and it took me, I was like, and I had to sit there and I said, okay, you remember, this is professional. And I just responded, if Clayton County water can text and call me and remind me to drip my pipe so it won't freeze, I could text you too. And I had to end it unprofessionally. You are such an unhappy person.
Wow.
I don't have it in me no more. I don't have it in me no more to deal with people who are just so unhappy with their self, their life, whatever their situation is. I know, listen, life is not fair. If I tell y'all the stuff that I went through 2023 and 2020, whatever, y'all would be like, girl, and you half the time you doing the show, you smiling when I see you smiling. But listen, I can't take out what I'm going through on a next innocent person. I don't know what they going through. I was just baffled. Then I had to just end the text off because they wanted to go back and forth. I was like, I don't have to do this, honey. Just make sure you pay my rent on time. We good. So I just texted back and I said, oh, just FYI, I am the owner of that property. Have a good evening.
Oh, yeah, I was throwing petty shots, huh?
I had to make it known. See, because apparently she probably thought she was talking to her cousin or somebody. So I had to just let her know. I just said, I promise you, good morning. Please drip pipe to prevent freezing. That's all I said. That's it. I didn't text her in a mean way. I don't do GM. I said good. I spell good morning out. And for you to come back talking about I don't have to text you. I ain't got to. So wait a minute. I said nah. That's somebody who ain't had an orgasm in forever and ever.
Yo.
I said it. I did. I did. But I'm just
So
saying.
that's all it is, huh? So that'll make the world happy, huh?
Every
Every now and then.
And if you can't get none, honey, if you're a woman, go on and get a rose. They sell them at Amazon.
How much they cost?
Well, it all depends on which one you want. They got different priorities. Go on, ask me, MG, how I know.
Yeah, I already know how you know.
Because I see them advertising it. But I'm just saying, seriously, we got to do better. We got to do better with being mindful of responding to people because we don't know what they are going through. So you have to be mindful, especially if they're at their job. They might have gotten some bad news about their family member, their loved one. They might got an eviction notice, but they still got to come to work and try to figure out whatever it is that they need to do. You have to be mindful of how you treat somebody, how you talk to somebody, because you don't know what they are going through. There is a sheriff of Patterson, New Jersey, where I'm from. He's been the sheriff for over, I guess, 20 years. He had to fire a number of deputies because of beating inmates, abuse in the jail. So he had to fire a few of them. Anyway, yesterday they were at a restaurant honoring the restaurant owner. I guess he's a pillar in the community, et cetera, et cetera. And they gave him like the key to the city, et cetera, and took pictures and, just having a great time with other officers and the mayor. He goes to the bathroom, the sheriff. He went to the restroom. Seconds later, they heard a gunshot. So, all these police officers in the restaurant, other patrons, so they ran in there. Guess what? He's dead. He shot himself. He committed suicide. A few seconds after he was there, laughing, smiling, taking photo with people. And for him to walk away from that and go into the restroom and then take his life. Now, what do you think he's You didn't know what he was going through. He just had a smile on his face, but you didn't know what he was going through. So a lot of people are speculating he felt bad because he had to fire so many of his deputies, and because they're under investigation, and so many things is going on. But we don't know. We don't know what the next person is walking and carrying with. So we got to be a little nice. We got to be a little nice, because this is getting ridiculous now. MG, you was going to say something?
No, no, I wasn't. I mean, I think you kind of went on and kind of covered it. That you really don't know what people are going through, um, and we only see a lot of times we only see representatives of people, and really don't have any idea of kind of the thought process and or mood, and people carry it um, in different ways. So it's not surprising that something like that happened.
McKenna, you want to chime in on that?
I mean, the only thing that I'll add to that is that people are unpredictable, and sometimes our words and our actions they don't match, and we can't always predict, what somebody's going to do or how they're going to respond in a situation. And so we just have to use good discretion, follow the golden rule, um, and try to diffuse situations when possible. When we come across a hostile customer or a hostile family member or an agitated coworker, or you know we have to be that light sometimes and take the higher road sometimes. And sometimes it's not easy because we're all going through things and we don't want to give people a pass. Well, just because they're having a bad day, why are they taking it out on me? They also don't know what I'm going through. And so when you have both people in that same space, it can create a yelling match or an argument or a fist fight or a gunshot or, a slap across the face. We've seen these things play out where people tear each other down with their words. Um, and sometimes we look at it and we laugh from a distance, but it's really hurtful. People are out there really trying to hurt each other because, as the saying goes, people try to hurt people. It's just the response. And so it's just a good reminder to kind of stay in the middle of the road. You don't want to allow people to misuse you or disrespect you, but you also want to, create, like I said, a little bit of space so that people can correct themselves because sometimes they don't even realize that they're coming across rude. So you may have to take a step back and give that person just a little bit of a moment to get it back together, um, and to kind of calm down and maybe restate what they needed to state. And then the other piece with the sheriff, guilt is a horrible feeling. Sometimes people feel guilty about things that maybe they had control over, or maybe they didn't have control over. And guilt is one of those emotions that is um, displayed differently by different people. And when you feel guilty about something or you feel guilt because of something, that person can be a little bit dangerous because you don't know what people are going to do when they feel guilty and they feel depressed. And so, and it's true, it's hard to see that coming because people hide and mask their feelings very, very well. And, to predict what somebody's going to do, that's why when something like that happens, it's nobody's fault. Just because those people were in the room, somebody's going to feel like, well, how did I not see what was going to happen? It wasn't for you to see what was going to happen. If it was for you to see what was going to happen, then, God would give that vision. But it wasn't meant for you to see what that person was going to do. It was just meant for you to experience that person for the last time, and walk away with the lesson that, no matter how bad things are in my own life, this is not the outcome that I want personally for myself. So, most Americans can say that they have had a thought about what it would be like not to be here. Not necessarily to the point where they have a plan and they actively want to harm themselves, but just that flea thought that, oh, Lord, another day, do I have to be here? So we have to be careful when we speak that out loud as well. So those are just a few comments on what you stated, Tonya. That was a good it was a good reminder about all the reasons why we need to just be careful about how we see each other in life.
we just have to just remember. No one is saying that you have to hug and kiss everyone that you see, or anything like that. But just be mindful. You know what I've been finding myself doing, maybe the last year. I will walk in, like I went to the doctor's office last week, and when I walked into the waiting room, you know how other patients are sitting there, and I walk in, and I've been doing this, and I paid attention because I've been doing this probably the last year, and I walk in, and I was like, "Good afternoon," and everyone was like, "Good afternoon," because people look dead in your face, and then they look down. I said, "No, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm not doing it anymore." I walk into a room, a waiting room, hello, everyone. You ain't gotta ask me how I'm doing, how my day going. You could just say hello and that's it. And I mean, when I said it and everyone greeted me back, they had a smile on their face. It was like, wow, I'm not doing this no more. I'm not. I might don't brighten your day, but I'm gonna brighten somebody else's day. But most of all, I'm gonna brighten. You're gonna see my light is gonna shine. Because I notice when I smile, I feel so good. I feel like I'm walking on air. And I notice when I'm sad, it's like so heavy. And I'm already a big girl. I can't put no more weight on me. So I'm just going to smile so I could just feel so light as a feather. And it feels good. And then when someone turn around and then they smile and say hello back, yeah, I did what I was supposed to do. Don't your eyes make four? Say hello. Looking down. It's too much of that going on because but you remember back in the days, that's all you got. Hello, good morning, good afternoon. You got that. Nowadays, people are afraid to do it. So the moral is just be nice. If the other person ain't nice, that's fine. But you be nice. You be kind. Because you at the end of the day, that shows the type of person that you are. So the next time somebody open the door for you, say thank you. Or you see someone coming behind you, they kind of walk a little slow. It's okay. You can wait until they come out. You ain't in that much a rush. You can stop and wait till them come, and they gonna say thank you. And if they forgot to say thank you, remind them like I do. You welcome. On that note, we're about to tune out because it's almost 8:15. Thank you guys for always tuning in and staying here with us. And hang with us even though we came on late tonight due to some technical difficulties. But we appreciate you. So don't forget, Thursday, we got Reason Thursday with Lady D and the Friends. And then we have the Lady D Show on Saturdays 12 to 4. So again, tell a friend, share, like, and subscribe to the Powerhouse Radio. And also, Lady Kim said that she loved MG picture. MG, you look cute too, for real.
Yeah, baby MG, small MG, you know what I'm saying? Till I said thank you.
You was a cutie. Yes, you was. Look, Mckenna, I guess we gotta find some baby pictures and put up there too.
Okay, we'll
Why
work on
not?
Well, Cam, we thank you always for tuning in and listening. So yeah, MG picture, he was quite, and look, his mother had on his suit with his tie. And look, take the camera. Look, are you in a place where you can take that camera and show them real quick that you got on your suit too? She raising right, honey. That's what I'm talking about. But you know, when he used you on camera, he got that suit and that tie on, y'all. But again, thank you guys so much for tuning in every Wednesday to support the PowerhouseRadio.com and Let's Gripe. Again, don't forget, subscribe, like, and share, and tell a friend, and tell another friend, and a cousin, and aunt, to everybody. But the most important thing, be kind. That's my word for us tuning out tonight. Mckenna, MG, what you guys have to say to our listeners before we sign out?
This is Mckenna. Everybody just have a good week. Be blessed. Stay focused on your goals and face the devil.
Thank y'all for listening. Y'all have a blessed week.
All right, so this is Tonia saying,
You listen to the sounds of DJ Fourth Quarter in your ear right now. If you're in your car, if you're at home, if you're on your phone, let's gripe, baby.
Driving home and you're feeling kinda tired. Radio play the same thing every day, so you need a little switch in your life. Traffic got you jammed up every night. Tune in to Powerhouse. Wednesday, 7 to 9, you need to check them out. I promise I ain't trying to hype, but one good listen tonight, it might change your life. So what's the name of the show? You need something to just ride to on the go. Or you might be home, so log on. You can even dial in on your phone. I promise that you're gonna love it. Just try it one time, it'll blow your mind. Now I'ma say it just one more time. Every Wednesday from 7 to 9.
Let's ride. Let's ride.